turn your hat backwards. We're gonna pretend
turn
like
your hat backwards.
Right. Backwards. What are we doing? What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Durable by Design. I am joined by Crispy Barnett. What is up with you?
I am killing it. I am not an AI robot on this podcast. So,
woo! How big is your hat?
Smallest size there is.
Okay, well, Crispy, hit us up. What makes something not or truly durable by design?
How do I phrase this? I feel very passionate about this topic.
Or how about we say this? I'm gonna give you a different prompt. We'll do it.
Yep.
What is a trend that you see that you think will be something that service companies should focus on?
That's much better. And I think this goes beyond service companies as well. I think there is a resurgence of RevOps on the horizon. And I believe this for multiple reasons. Ooh, that's me. Let me mute this. Okay. I believe there is a resurgence of RevOps on the horizon. Here's why. There is a plethora of platforms that are coming out in the ecosystem right now that are all AI agents or CPQ or these other things that are very shiny object syndrome, AI mainly. And it's further polluting the balance between people, platform, and process, which is going to mean that we're going to have a much higher reliance upon RevOps because people will quickly realize I have too many systems. I don't know what these things do. This is not helping me make the right data-driven decisions. Therefore, I need to revisit my RevOps strategy. And I think that this is a prevailing issue that will continue to get worse as people get access to more abundance of data. As an example, people now have more access to data than ever before. Like data is no longer really the gold mine or the oil commodity that it was because it is so accessible now. And so, as an example, inbound 2025, I got fucking blasted with emails from exhibitors with all of these idiots telling me, thanks for stopping by the booth. It was great chatting with you. My name's Piper. I'm an AI fucker that doesn't do anything.
Piper, talk to me too, Crispy.
Yeah, it's just annoying because I literally didn't leave the booth the entire time. And all these companies are doing is getting as much data as they can, doing the thing that they know best, which is let's just enroll them in a sequence and see what happens. This isn't factoring in the actual customer journey, which feeds into the process, which feeds into the platforms that power it, and the people behind the scenes that power that process as well. So,
yeah, I agree. I think we have very surface level understanding what AI does. I think what I mean by that is it's very hard for humans naturally for us to see past first order effects. Second order effect, like there's studies on the average our ability to predict first order, second order, or third order. At the third order effect, the percentage of the population that agrees they can see it reduces down to 1%. And one of the things when I was in military intelligence was we were like learning how to be the third order 1%. And I just see this with AI. So let me talk through what a 1 second third order effect is. AI. Number one, what's the effect when AI becomes number one? Content's now infinite.
Yep.
And recall is now instant. And so the ability to create content is no longer a limiting factor in something. Pushing buttons is no longer preventing us from doing it. What's the first thing that happens? The first thing that happens is we send more outbound emails. We send more LinkedIn messages. It's the first thing that happens.
Yep.
And that's first order. We can all see that. And so the reason that most people get stuck there, it's actually 60% of the population doesn't get past this point. And that's why you see Piper SDR. And they think it's a good product. They're like, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to allow people to send out a butt ton of emails. And that's a bad strategy. It's not a winning one. It's not sure as heck not a durable one. They may have initial revenue, but it will not be long term. They will have very low ROI because it eats itself. So second order effects are, well, if that becomes the trend of the mass, what happens after? What happens after? Emails are now ruined and people won't open. We already see a decrease in open rates.
Yeah.
People become numb to any even things that used to be good email copy in the past with like what we call contextualization and signal-based prospecting become the bar of what is good now becomes higher, and so what used to be mediocre is now really low, and so it actually takes a lot. So that's number two. Like what was once good is now bad, and it's really difficult to get people's mind share. So mind share shifts. Second order. So this is the third order. This is like where nobody gets. This is like where you're looking around the corner. So okay, if emails and locations that are easily, like what happens? What happens? So this is why, if you ever heard me say this, when you said there's going to be a resurgence of RevOps, like there's a bunch of third order effects that actually happen from this. Things like if personalization no longer matters to the extent, or contextualization has to be done in such a way it takes more time, how are you going to orchestrate that with the right data? So when they say resurgence of RevOps, that is a thoughtful, difficult question that requires a level of expertise, a technical expertise that often this idea of revenue operations sits firmly within.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because like, and I use the word resurgence very, very carefully in this format because I think that
I personally think they're called go-to-market engineers. I don't know why you call them RevOps.
There you go. So you're already on my thought thread. Go-to-market engineers, fake. Don't tell me you're a real. You're a real person in a company. You are a fucking Clay admin that does nothing else. Like literally, that's it.
Clay's trying to own the category. So here's a third, or maybe this is fourth order, in my opinion. Here's what will happen when I say there will be more humans and there's going to be a resurgence of that person, go-to-market engineer, whatever they call themselves, RevOps. That person is now one of the most strategic persons in the entire company, and they're ICs.
Yeah.
They're strategic doers. So we haven't had this person really exist to the framework where the ability to leverage Clay and get the right data at the right time and have some level of like repeatability and the ability to train people and the ability to look at a process and like measure it and that is going to be one of that is sales ops, that is RevOps, that is like whatever you want to call it. That will be what determines and creates the human edge. And that's why I was just like, I think you're spot on. Like the research, whatever you want to call it, it is RevOps. I used to call it the rise of the strategic tactician, right? Like this unicorn. That's why you can make a lot of money if you're a service company, because teaching people that skill set will be something that's very, very, very lucrative.
Yeah, especially if you focus on like AI-driven experience, because the thing that's happened, like you mentioned, the infinity of content and the infinity of like, or instant aspect of recall. Here's what I predict will happen. Blog posts have basically died. Like everyone thought about their content marketing strategy before, like call it 5 years ago ish. They were like, oh, we have a blog, bunch of subscribers, blah, blah, blah. No one does blogs anymore, because it's so easily created with AI and you can just sniff it out and it's all garbage. What's happening now in the next stage of like this infinity of content is we are choosing to mass blast the hell out of people because we have access to an abundance of data. We have all the content readily available at our fingertips to instantly create. So the assumption is, okay, let's do the exact same thing we did with blogs. Let's kill it and oversaturate the hell out of it. And that is going to result in the AI-driven human experience and the rebirth of that. And that's not going to be successful unless you have your RevOps strategy in place of connecting like your process between your platforms.
And you see this happening a bit. Like here's a third. I think Beehive ended up being the right place, right time. Is and they may have saw it is there the curated content that humans are creating will matter more.
Yeah.
And takes a lot of work to do. So there's been this weird. Everybody thought the newsletter was dead, and it's having a resurgence right now.
Yes.
Why? Because people don't care about anybody unless they care about you or somebody. So they want to know who it's coming from. They want to know their pedigree. They want to feel their personality, and there's a level of trust and connectivity. So we're actually going from an age of information to an age of intimacy. We're actually we're about to get more human, not less human. And this is what I'm trying to like yell at people. And I think it's going to be, especially investors. I'm going to say it's like investors follow the 0.5% chance that they'll make $1 billion.
Yes. And
so you'll invest, like somebody will commoditize AI and somebody will win, and they will win probably larger than anybody else we've seen in this, in our lifetime for sure. But maybe in the last 100 years, maybe the last century.
Yeah.
They'll be titans, whoever wins. And that's worth it for them. And so you see this money, and just the market follows, and the people who focus on human edge will win.
Yeah, I agree. It's why I'm noticing a couple of things. Number one is the sellers that are authentic, that lead with like custom-made Loom videos, that have an experience that is functionally driven by AI, not completely eaten by AI, is the main difference. Like, this is why we do Loom videos in all of our outreach, like before and after our meetings, because you cannot replicate that. And I always tell like our reps and others that I talk to, like, don't edit your Loom videos, like stutter in the video to make it seem like it's real, because it is real. And what I'm also seeing is this isn't even a resurgence. It's more of like a like creation in a serious way for the first time, maybe just like a revolution, I guess, of more influencers getting paid to create content for other companies. Like, I get hit up pretty often for this stuff of people saying, hey, you create video content on LinkedIn a lot. Can you create stuff around our product and we'll monetize your posts? Because those always perform better, regardless of the LinkedIn algorithm. Like, algorithm on LinkedIn changes like fucking crazy.
Yep.
But you know what does not change is the impact and engagement that you get on posts, because it's me talking to a phone directly with a microphone in my hand, because you can't replicate that with AI, and that gets tons and tons of engagement.
Yeah. I'm going to go second order of that for a second, because I don't think you'll see this sometimes. If you are a creator and you say yes to talking about something you don't believe in, because this is what's going to happen, people just take the money. They create mercenaries, and your voice, like, what's going to happen? People stop trusting it.
Yes.
And so, like, the next thing is you just don't do it. You'll be called, you will be a sellout, and people will just literally stop listening to you. And the strategy won't work for people. So big brands and corporate will think about it. But so the strategy, like the third order to me, this is what we believe. I mean, it's super is. Everybody at the company should just learn how to have their own point of view and believe it and talk about it. Because I think that's already. And then your company page should be a troll and just have fun. Which is
yeah. EGC is the way that I've heard of it. Surround bound is the best way. Employee generated content is huge. We call it loop marketing now, Chris. The other day, I think we're almost finished. I'll say this is my antidote. Have you ever seen a double rainbow before? Or have you seen that video about the double rainbow? It's a double rainbow. Okay. Everybody but Crispy knows what that is. So there's a double rainbow. I found a double loop. And I couldn't be able to, it was somebody took the loop thing and made a whole framework, and they just twisted it, and it was a double loop. It was like, choo, choo. And I was like, holy crap, this is so meaningless. It's a double loop. Anyway, yeah, so I have no idea.
Nobody knows what a loop is. Nobody knows what a double loop is. Please stop talking to me about them. Okay, everybody, appreciate y'all. Any last words from Crispy? You better have the last words. Can you give me the mic? Crispy, RevOps, Barnett. Hit me up.
My last words are: be an authentic human and don't mass blast the shit out of people because you have access to a bunch of data and you're lazy. Build an experience.
The other way of saying what he said is, if you have not won the admin arena, then you're not actually as good as Crispy or
That's true.
Is.
That's true.
And that is a true output-based game where he out-manipulated people, he stabbed people in the back, and he used HubSpot better. Very interesting. Great job, Crispy.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody stay awesome, keep doing it big, and never, ever, ever stop believing. Adios.